Level 1. The back room. The first time you watch someone lose money at a table you built, you don't feel guilty. You feel like the house. Because the house always wins. That's what they say. But in a real casino, the house wins by a margin. 2%. 5%. A statistical edge played out over thousands of hands. Your casino doesn't win by a margin. It wins by design. The deck is marked. The wheel is weighted. The game ended before the player sat down. And the man smiling at the dealer doesn't know that the cards in his hand were chosen for him. It starts in your basement. A folding table. A deck of cards. A single overhead light. 6 guys from the neighborhood paying $50 buy-ins for a Friday night poker game you host every week. They think it's friendly. They think the deal is fair. The deal is not fair. You mark the deck yourself. Tiny scratches on the edges of the high cards. Invisible to the eye. But your fingertips can feel every one. You don't win every hand. That would be obvious. You win the big ones. The pots that matter. $100 here. $200 there. You fold early on small hands. You let them take a few. You let them feel lucky. And then you take the pot that makes the night worth it. You walk out of your own basement $400 richer every Friday. They come back every week because they win just enough to believe next Friday could be their night. The games get bigger. The 6 guys tell their friends. By month 2 you have 10 regulars paying $100 buy-in. The basement is full. The beer flows. The overhead light swings when someone slaps the table. It feels like a real game. It feels fair. That's the thing about a good cheat. It doesn't feel like a cheat. It feels like a good night for the house. Marcus comes to one of your games. He watches you deal. He doesn't play. He watches your hands. He watches the way you hold the deck. The way your thumb lingers on the high cards. After the game, he says he knows what you're doing with the deck. And he says he can do it better. Marcus is a mechanic. Not the kind that fixes cars. The kind that fixes games. He builds you a set of loaded dice for craps. 2 of the 8 dice are weighted. They favor specific numbers. You rotate them into the game when the pot is high and rotate them out before anyone feels the pattern. He charges you 10% of the take. You pay it because the dice make you double what the cards do. Then Marcus brings you the wheel. A roulette wheel with a tiny electromagnetic brake installed under 3 numbers. A wireless button in your pocket activates it. When you press the button, the ball slows over the numbers you chose. It doesn't hit them every time. It hits them often enough. Often enough to tilt the odds from the house's 2% edge to a 40% edge. Nobody at a basement roulette table is counting spin statistics. They're drinking beer and cheering when the ball lands. The first time you press the button with money on the table, your thumb shakes. The ball is spinning. 6 players are watching. $800 in the pot. You press. The ball stutters over 17. Passes it. Comes back. Settles. 17. The room groans. You collect the pot with a face that says you got lucky. You didn't get lucky. You pressed a button in your pocket while everyone was watching the wheel. The basement makes you $2,000 a month. Not life-changing money. But you see the math. 6 players. $50 each. $300 a night. Now imagine 60 players. $500 each. $30,000 a night. The math is the same. The rigging is the same. Only the room needs to change. Level 2. The club. The basement can't hold the demand. You rent a warehouse. A raw space with concrete floors and exposed pipes. Marcus installs the equipment over 2 weeks. Slot machines bought at auction from a closed casino in another state. He opens each one and replaces the payout chip with a modified one. The legal minimum payout in your state is 85%. Marcus sets yours to 30. The machines look identical. They sound identical. They just pay less. A lot less. He installs a blackjack table with a pinhole camera in the ceiling directly above the dealer's position. The camera feeds to a small screen behind the bar that only you can see from your stool. You can see the dealer's whole card on a 4-inch screen tucked between 2 bottles. You tap your ear once and the dealer hits. Twice and the dealer stands. 3 times and the dealer pushes. The dealer follows your signal. He doesn't know why. You told him you were tracking counts for the house. He doesn't ask further because you pay him $800 a week in cash and the money is always on time. The system works because nobody watches the bar. They watch the table. They watch the cards. They watch the dealer's hands. Nobody looks at the guy on the stool behind them nursing a whiskey and touching his ear. Cole runs the floor. He's the first face every player sees. He meets you at the door with a handshake and a drink. First-timers get their first drink free. He remembers your name after one visit. He compliments your jacket. He asks about your week. He makes a warehouse with paint on the walls feel like a private club. The players don't come back for the games. They come back for how Cole makes them feel. That's his job. Make them feel special so they stay longer. The longer they stay, the more they lose. Cole walks the room like he owns it. He stops at the roulette table and cheers when someone wins. He slaps the blackjack winner on the back and says he knew it was coming. He hands a drink to the guy who just lost $300 and says the table's about to turn. It's not about to turn, but the drink is free and the room is warm, and Cole's smile makes you want to try one more hand. The club has no gaming license, no inspections, no regulations. Cash only at the door. No names on any list. Word of mouth brings 40 players on a good Saturday. Average loss per player, $300. That's $12,000 in one night. Marcus gets his 10%. Cole gets $2,000 a month. You keep the rest. Cole doesn't know the details. He knows the house wins more than it should. He doesn't know about the camera above the blackjack table. He doesn't know the slots are chipped. He doesn't know about the electromagnetic brake in the roulette wheel. He knows enough to steer the room and not enough to be a problem. That's the balance you need. Friday and Saturday nights become your operation. By month 3, the club is pulling in $20,000 a weekend. The room is always full. The drinks keep flowing. Cole keeps smiling. Marcus keeps the machines tuned. And the players keep coming back because they win just often enough to believe the next hand might be the one. You learn the rhythm of the room. Early in the night, people are cautious. They buy in small. They play safe. By midnight, the drinks have loosened them up and the bets get bigger and the losses get deeper. That's when you work the roulette button. That's when you tap your ear at the blackjack table. The big money moves between midnight and 2 in the morning. That's your window. 2 hours where the alcohol and the atmosphere and the rigged equipment all work together. A player loses $800 in one night. He comes back the following Saturday. He tells Cole he's going to win it back. Cole says tonight feels lucky. It doesn't feel lucky. It feels like code. The player loses another $400. He comes back the next week. That's the loop. Lose. Return. Believe. Lose again. The loop doesn't break until the money runs out. And sometimes not even then. Level 3. The venue. You go legitimate. On paper. You register a business. Lease a real building on a commercial strip downtown. Neon sign above the door. A parking lot. A bouncer checking IDs. From the outside, it looks like every other small casino in the city. From the inside, every game is rigged. But the rigging is invisible because Marcus got better. The slot machines run custom firmware. The modification is in the chip. No physical tell. No visible alteration. A state gaming inspector can open the machine, examine the board, and see nothing wrong. The cheat is in the code. 35% payout instead of the mandated 85%. The difference between what the machine reports and what the machine actually pays flows into a second cash drawer that doesn't appear in any ledger. Marcus built the drawer. He built the firmware. He built the gap. The blackjack tables have micro cameras embedded in the table edges. Not above anymore. Inside, the feed runs to a room upstairs where you sit in front of 6 monitors watching every hand at every table. You text Cole on the floor. Table 3. The man in the gray shirt has 18. Dealer has 20. Let it play. Cole adjusts. He doesn't signal the dealer. He doesn't need to. The table is already working. His job is traffic. Move the big spenders to the tables where the rigging is tightest. Seat the low spenders at the fair tables. You keep 2 tables clean at all times so the Gaming Commission's random spot checks find nothing wrong. If an inspector walks in, Cole walks them straight to table 1 or table 5. Clean games. Real odds. The inspector plays 3 hands and leaves satisfied. He never sees table 3. He never sees the VIP room. Cole makes sure of that. The VIP room is where the real money moves. Private blackjack. Private roulette. $5,000 buy-ins. Invitation only. Cole selects the guests. He invites the ones with money who want to feel important. He picks them over weeks. He buys them drinks at the regular tables. He learns their names, their businesses, their egos. And when he knows they're ready, he leans in and says there's a private game upstairs. Invitation only. Very exclusive. They always say yes. The VIP room door closes and every game inside is rigged 3 ways. The camera in the table. The dealer who takes your signals. and the equipment Marcus modified with a precision that borders on art. A player cannot win a big hand in the VIP room. Not ever. The math won't allow it. But Cole makes them feel like they almost did. He claps when they get close. He says better luck next hand. And almost is enough to bring them back next week with another 5,000. Every night you sit upstairs in the dark watching 6 screens. You see everything. Every card. Every chip. Every face. You watch a man push his entire stack into the center of the table on a hand he thinks is strong. You can see his cards on your monitor. You can see the dealer's cards. You already know he's going to lose. He doesn't know yet. He's still smiling. He's still hopeful. You watch the dealer flip the card, and you watch the smile disappear, and you feel nothing. Because you've watched it happen 1,000 times, and the feeling stopped a long time ago. Monthly take, $200,000. The legitimate books show $80,000 in revenue. The other $120,000 moves through Marcus's shadow system. A second set of books. A second cash drawer. A second bank of deposits that runs through accounts Marcus set up under names that don't exist. The IRS sees $80,000. You keep $200. Marcus keeps the gap invisible. The gap is where the crime lives. And the gap grows every month because the VIP room never stops producing, and the slot machines never stop running, and the rigged tables never stop dealing. You develop a routine. Monday you review the numbers with Marcus. Tuesday you review the shadow books. Wednesday Cole gives you the VIP list for the weekend. Thursday Marcus runs maintenance on the equipment. Friday and Saturday the casino runs full. Sunday you rest. And Monday it starts again. 14 months of Mondays. The venue runs for 14 months before anyone notices. Level 4. The footage. A VIP player loses $40,000 in one night. A real estate developer. He doesn't complain. He comes back the next week and loses another $25,000. He comes back again. 15,000 more. 3 visits. 80,000 gone. He tells Cole he's done. Cole buys him a drink and walks him to the door and shakes his hand and says come back anytime. The developer doesn't come back. Instead, he hires a private investigator. The PI doesn't come to your casino to play. He comes to watch. He sits at the bar for 3 nights in a row. He orders 1 drink per night and nurses it for 4 hours. He watches the roulette wheel. He counts every spin. He writes the results in a notebook. In 400 spins across 3 nights, 3 numbers hit 40% more often than statistics allow. He doesn't need a calculator. The pattern is visible on the page. He comes back the following week. This time he watches table 3, the blackjack table. He counts the dealer's wins. In 200 hands, the dealer wins 71%. The expected house edge at blackjack is roughly 2%. A dealer winning 71% of hands isn't luck. It's engineering. The PI doesn't confront you. He doesn't come back. He files a report with the State Gaming Commission. The report includes the spin counts, the hand counts, the statistical analysis, and a note that says the results are not consistent with fair gaming equipment. The numbers don't lie. The roulette wheel favors 3 numbers by 40%. The blackjack table gives the dealer a 21% advantage. No legitimate casino produces those numbers. Not in 400 spins. Not in 200 hands. Not ever. The Gaming Commission sends an undercover inspector. The inspector plays at your casino for 3 consecutive nights. He plays blackjack at table 3. He plays roulette. He plays the slots. He documents everything. He records payout rates. He photographs equipment. He times the roulette ball. He notes which tables Cole steers the big players toward. He files his own report. The report confirms everything the PI found and adds more. The raid happens on a Saturday night. Your busiest night. Players at every table. Cash on the felt. Drinks in hand. Cole is on the floor shaking someone's hand when the front door opens and the Gaming Commission walks in with state police behind them. They go to the slot machines first. They pull the firmware chips from 3 machines. Modified. 35% payout instead of 85. They go to the roulette wheel. They find the electromagnetic break. They go to the blackjack tables. They find the micro cameras in the edges. Then they go upstairs. They find the room. Your room. 6 monitors showing live feeds of every table. Your chair. Your phone with the text messages to Cole still on the screen. The footage of your own casino being raided is playing on the monitors in front of you while they put the cuffs on. Marcus is arrested in the parking lot. He was loading equipment into his van. He saw the commission walk in through the camera feed and ran. He didn't make it past the parking lot. The van had 3 modified slot chips, a spare electromagnetic brake, and $40,000 in cash from the shadow drawer. Cole is arrested on the floor. Mid-handshake. A regular was walking in and Cole was greeting him with a smile when the officers stepped between them. Cole says he didn't know how deep the rigging went. He says he just ran the floor. The commission says he steered every high roller to the rigged tables and collected a salary from the shadow books. He knew enough. He participated enough. You're arrested in the chair. Still watching. The monitor's still on. Fraud. Operating rigged gaming equipment. Tax evasion. Conspiracy. $2 million taken from players over 18 months through games that were never fair. You serve your years. When you get out, you walk into a real casino. Not yours. Someone else's. You sit down at a blackjack table. A real one. A real dealer. Real cards. You put $20 on the felt. The dealer flips the cards. You lose. And for the first time in your life, you're sitting at a tablex. You can't see through. No cameras above you. No earpiece. No weighted wheel. No marked deck. No button in your pocket. Just cards and chance and the dealer's hand moving across the felt. You don't know what's coming next. And the not knowing is the part that scares you. Because you spent years making sure you always knew. You always saw the card before it turned. You always knew the number before the ball stopped. And now you're sitting in someone else's house, and the game is real, and you can't read it. You play again. Lose again. $20 gone on a game that was fair. And it feels worse than taking $2 million from games that weren't. Because this time you were the player. This time the hope was real. And the nothing that followed it was real too. The house always wins. Yours just made sure of it. And now you're sitting in someone else's house. And the odds aren't yours anymore.